Welcome back to Row & Co Farms, where we're bringing you the story of how we live, grow, eat, and work on our homestead. So this week, let's talk about Pantry Challenge, week number 4. It was a doozy, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I spent the last 10 or 11 days really sick. I got COVID for the first time since all this stuff started, and man, it took its toll on me. I was really not feeling well, and I didn't get to do a whole lot of cooking these last 10 days. Towards the beginning, I did do a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys the footage of what I was able to do this week, but there were several days that, several days that we actually picked up food, or my husband picked up food and brought it home, or he cooked something or attempted to cook something. He doesn't do a whole lot of cooking, so he tried. My daughter helped out too. So we did manage to get through the week, but it was definitely not a typical week for us. And I actually just filmed another video where I ended up going to the grocery store today for the first time since all this started. I just ran out of some things that I didn't expect to run out of. And so I don't feel like that's a failure in any way. I needed to fill in some places that I couldn't just substitute for something else. Like for instance, coffee and cheese. Those were a few places that I guess we could just leave it out and not use it at all. But I'm used to having coffee every day, and I don't think that my body is going to adjust really well to just going cold turkey without my coffee. So yeah, which is totally fine. I mean, this is my challenge that I'm putting upon myself, and I'm not going to make it unnecessarily difficult on myself and my family if I don't have to. So that being said, I did go to the store after week 4, so at the beginning of week 5, which is where we're at now, I did go to the grocery store, but I did make it through the first 4 weeks without going to the store. So I do feel very proud for that. And I definitely think that with a little preparation, will be able to go for much longer without going to the store. So I'm definitely learning a lot. I definitely still have a lot of pantry items that I can still use. It's just some of the things that I just wasn't prepared to run out of right away. And so, yeah, those are the things I went and got. And the fact that I was so ill also has kind of hindered me some. I'm still not feeling 100%. And so the places where I thought I was going to be able to dig real deep and do some extra snack making crackers or tortillas and just those specialty kind of snacks and things, I just don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm still not feeling 100%. I have really been fatigued, and I get tired really easily, and so I just don't want to commit myself to that and not be able to. So I bought some chips, and I bought some different things like that will substitute and get us through the next month, and I have no problem doing that because, yeah, I don't feel well. So yeah, let yourself off the hook too if you feel like you didn't make it through the challenge in the way that you wanted to. That's okay. I'm still going to keep doing it. I still have 4 weeks worth of meals in me, and my pantry does too. And so I think now that I was able to supplement with those few things, I should be good to go. I don't think I will need to go back again until the end of February. The only other thing that I will be doing is I am placing an Azure standard order for February. My order does not come until the very end of the month. So I want to say like the 24th or something of February. And so I feel very comfortable going ahead and placing that order because by the time I get it, we're almost going to be into March. And if I wait until I get stuff at the end of March, I'm definitely going to be out of quite a lot. And I don't want to make that bill any higher than it needs to be because I am going to have to restock some things. And so, yes, this definitely gives me a good baseline of where I am with my pantry storage, where I can do better. And I'm definitely going to do a follow-up at the end of the entire challenge and give you those tips and tricks on where I need to fill in the gaps and maybe where you need to fill in the gaps too. So All right, I'm going to follow up here and I'm going to show you all the stuff that we had to eat this week for dinner. Remember, it's just dinner, guys. Just the dinners. All right, here we go. So for tonight's pantry dinner, starting week 4, we're going to be having this frozen spaghetti sauce that I made a few months ago. This is duck and turkey that has been mixed together. There's usually some onions and other veggies and stuff in there. So I have 3 pints of that. I'm just going to make some gluten-free noodles. And then I have this cabbage and these little sliced carrots. So I'm going to use half the cabbage and I'm going to make some slaw. And yeah, we'll just have like this little salad slaw with our pre-made sauce and noodles. And that will be our dinner for tonight. So I put my frozen spaghetti sauce into this pan and I'm just going to start heating that through. I've got my pot of water going there for my spaghetti noodles or my little macaroni noodles. So we'll get all that cooked up and I'll go ahead and chop up the cabbage over here for our slaw. So I just covered my noodles with the sauce and it turned out really, really delicious. With the slaw, I just added a little mayonnaise and lemon juice, salt and pepper, and we had a nice, delicious slaw with our spaghetti. Not your traditional meal, but it filled the belly all the same. One snack that I have been eating a lot of is popcorn. I got a popcorn maker for Christmas and I like to use it all the time. I like to add fresh butter and salt and a little nutritional yeast, and it makes a really delicious snack. So for tonight's pantry dinner, we're going to be having a duck sausage, kale, and potato soup. I'm going to use this ground duck that I have, an onion, some potatoes. I have a few fresh greens from the garden. These are not kale, broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage green leaves. And then I have this bag of kale as well, and then some garlic and a jar of our chicken broth. We're going to turn that into a delicious soup. So tonight's pantry dinner is going to be some ground emu tacos. We've got some corn tortilla shells and some flour shells. So I'm gonna have the corn ones because they're gluten-free, and then my husband's gonna have these. So I've got some spices here. I'm gonna saute an onion. We've got a little bit of cheddar cheese, got cowboy candy, and then we're gonna garnish it with the curtido. So if you guys notice a theme, we use a lot of curtido and cowboy candy because they're easy. We make them ahead of time and we can use them anytime we need something quick to top off some of our favorite dishes. So let's make some tacos, guys. So I'm just browning my meat in the pan with some onions and spices until it's nice and brown. And then we'll be adding that to our tortilla shells with all of our toppings. I grabbed a little fresh cilantro from the garden and then fried off a few of our corn tortillas, and we had a delicious taco dinner. Tonight's pantry dinner is a freezer meal that I had stored. It's a gluten-free manicotti with duck and turkey spaghetti sauce. I just need to add some cheese on top and bake it for about an hour. Looks good. Just need to stick it in the oven. With this. All right, ready? So on this day, I had made a batch of emu bone broth, and I was going to turn that into a delicious French onion soup. I sauteed about 6 whole yellow onions until they were nice and caramelized and brown, and then I added the emu broth to it along with some spices, and then I topped it off with some bread and cheeses and then toasted it in the oven. It was so good. The next night, my husband made some pancakes for us, and we topped it off with a little bit of peach jam. The next night, I only had a photograph. I did some baked potatoes with cheese and sour cream, salt, and pepper. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video about our pantry challenge, week number 4, and I can't wait to see you next week for week 5 here at Row & Co Farms.